Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and place to be, it's Deb C. Bloop, that's me, boop, Deb C. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel again, and happy Tuesday. We're coming up tomorrow on halfway there, and I can't wait for the weekend. So I hope everybody is having a great week and everybody had a great day. It is Tuesday, so last night I watched The Bachelor. So today I'm going to recap and I'm going to do a little rant, give my opinion, give a little snark. So let's get into it. In the look ahead to what's going to happen in the episode, it looks like there's going to be some drama with Maria. So I don't know, we'll see. The ladies and Joey are in Jasper. Joey starts off in Jasper National Park. So they're in Jasper in Alberta, Canada. Joey says that this week he would like to focus on who he can really see a future with. He is looking for some clarity and some confidence in his connections, and he wants to start falling in love. He wants to start falling in love, and he wants women who are starting to fall in love with him. I know I am, but I don't count. And he wants to make sure that the women that he is picking to go to hometowns, because remember, if you get a rose this episode, then he's going to meet your parents and your family and your friends in hometown. So he wants to make sure that the women who he's going to their hometowns to meet their family, that he's confident in their connection. So listen, I have a note here that says there doesn't seem to be any drama in the house now. So was the problem really Maria? Now, I look ahead, knowing what I know now, maybe there's just different drama. But once you got rid of Sydney and Jess and Leia, there really isn't any kind of drama. So yeah, there's really kind of no drama surrounding Maria for now. So there are 2 one-on-one dates. There's a group date. The first one-on-one date goes to Daisy. Everybody is very happy for her. Jen is visibly upset and visibly disappointed because she's saying that on their last group date, she told him that she's falling for him, and now she's kind of getting in her head about the whole thing. Like, is this connection real? Is he feeling it? And she's also kind of talking about seeing him with other women and seeing how strong his connection is with other women. I always wonder how women go in this show thinking that they're going to be able to handle this. Like, they're going to be catching these feelings for this guy, but there's also 10 or 20 other women who are catching feelings for the same guy, and he's kissing all of them. I don't understand how they think that they're going to be okay with it, because if you were dating this guy in real life and then you just saw him walking down the street with another woman and he was holding hands with her and kissing her, you wouldn't like it in that situation. I don't understand how this would be different. I don't know. Make it make sense. I don't know, unless they're saying to themselves, I'm okay with it because at least I'll be on TV. I don't know. I mean, maybe, who knows? So the one-on-one with Daisy, they end up going horseback riding. Now, before that, he's basically just saying that Daisy is like the only one who really hasn't mentioned that she's falling for him. He just needs to see that there is a connection, that it's not just one-sided on his part, that they have a connection and it goes both ways. She, on the other hand, needs today to see if what she feels is real. Like, is this something that could potentially turn into love? So they go horseback riding. There's not a lot of interaction between them on that, but then at the end of the ride, they get to the trusty and probably nasty by this point wooden hot tub that you see on every season. So they get to the hot tub, they're sitting there, they're chilling, they're having some champs. And she is kind of, she says that she can see a future with him, but she doesn't know if she can't say that she's in love with him just yet. In my mind, then I'm thinking, but she says then that she could get there. She's just not there yet. So in my mind, because he's really like worried about love not being reciprocated. In my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. If he's crying like a whole bunch, does he pick her at the end? And then she's just like, I'm sorry, I can't. Now I'm wondering. I don't know. So the dinner portion, Joey comes right out and says, listen, can you get to that point? Can you get to the point where you see us in love? And she says, well, listen, I can't say that I love you now. And I can't say that I'm falling for you right now. But she says, once again, that she can get there. If at any point she doesn't think that she can, then she will be honest about him and let him know that. But the thing that she's worried about is she's worried about taking him home to meet the family, and then her family really worrying about whether or not he's going to be there if she gets sick again. I think that's what she's worried about too. She's worried about, like, if I get sick, really sick again, is he going to stay or is he going to leave? He says, listen, he says, that is not something that you would ever even have to worry about. That I would be there in sickness and health, no matter what. But he is it seems like he is maybe a little worried about her not reciprocating it back to him. That being said, she does get a rose. I'm going to say this. I do really love Daisy a lot. If Daisy does not get picked, however, I don't think I want Daisy as Bachelorette. The reason being is I don't want to say she doesn't have a personality. She does. But she is not as outgoing and doesn't have as big a personality. As much as I'm not, I would watch a season. I mean, let's face it. I would watch any season of any Bachelor or Bachelorette. I mean, within reason. But I mean, other ones that I feel would be maybe a better fit would be like Lexi or Maria or Kelsey A. I don't know that Daisy has the personality to handle it. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so date card number 2 comes in. It is a group date. Group date is Kelsey T, Maria, Rachel, and Jen. And it says, take our love to the great outdoors. So by elimination, the double or the one-on-one date is going to go to Kelsey A. Jen is upset, and Maria's really disappointed because she wants more time to get to know him better and to deepen their connection. She just had one. She literally just had one last week. You don't need another one. That was the start right there of me being like, I came far in liking you, Maria, because before it started the season, I couldn't stand her. She's pushing my buttons, pushing me right back towards not liking her. So on the group date, the ladies trained to be a lumberjill. They had a lumberjill competition. Listen, I'm going to tell you, please, they should have just given it to Rachel. Rachel is lactose intolerant and she's allergic to like the milk proteins, but she drank that, what was it, the elk milk? She still drank the elk milk. They should have given it to her. They instead gave it to Kelsey T. Now listen, this is what started Maria down the path. So Jen goes over, kisses Joey, and the ladies see. Rachel's a little like, oh, why did I have to see that? But Maria was really pissed. First of all, Maria didn't like the fact that she was on a group date and that she had to be out in nature competing with other women. Competing with other women for the love of a man, which is the premise of this entire show. And she was like, listen, I know what I signed up for, but if I have a man, if I'm dating a man, I want that man to be mine. Do you know why you're here? Do you know the premise of this show? Apparently, she's not. She sees them kissing, and then she says, did they forget I have an axe? She looked very Michael Myers in her plaid, wielding that axe. So yeah, like I said, Maria's pissed because she never has to compete with the men. She sees Jen and Joey. That pisses her off even more. And then she just said, how am I supposed to bring him to meet my family, knowing he's doing that? It's the show. It's the show. It's always been the show. They've done it on every single show. And also, once again, he's not just your man. Right now, he's everybody's man, okay? So if she's at the end of it and he picks her, then he wouldn't do that. But listen, that's just it. So they go into the after party. Every lady gets to talk to him. Jen basically says she was basically complaining about not getting one-on-one time or one-on-one date just because it would have helped. She says her family really it's not going to be easy with her family because her family's Vietnamese and American, and her mother doesn't really grasp onto American culture. It seems like that much. He says, listen, I'm not scared. He says, there's a future. I see a future between us. But she's like, I am at ease, but is he saying this to the other women also? And I agree with Jen. She maybe could have gotten a one-on-one because her one-on-one was real early on. So I get that. But once again, he wanted to make sure that connections were strong. Maybe he felt like his connection was strong to her. Kelsey T, she said she knows that he has bonds with the other women there, but that's part of the territory. She does say she's feeling something for him. Her dad doesn't know that she's there. So then you just show up with somebody and be like, where'd you meet this guy? Oh, on TV. I mean, he's dating 3 other women, but it's cool. Rachel, I have to tell you, I felt bad for Rachel because Rachel, we didn't see that much of her chat because they were focused on Maria hovering outside. But I think she's sweet. I really like Rachel. Do I think she's going to be in the final 2? I don't think she is, but I think she's real sweet. I like her, but I don't see them together. Okay. So Maria comes in. Oh, and here comes the drama. She says, I'm not cut out for this. And if I came into this saying, I wanted you to experience all of the women, but now that's something I can't do. I can't be dating you and seeing you kissing everybody else and having these connections. And he says, well, listen, he says, you discredit, you do this all the time. You discredit what we have. And she's like, I don't. Listen. in my mind, I was like, oh shit, is she going to self-eliminate? And he's like, well, what are you going to do? Are you leaving, or what are you going to do? And then she just walked off and left him there. I'm going to tell you what, at that point, whenever she started this whole thing, to me, it sounded like he was done. It sounded like he was going to be like, just go then. I can't deal with this. This is just too much. But then she comes back and she kind of almost made it seem like it was just an overreaction, and it wasn't anything major. And listen, also I was thinking, when she was going through all of that stuff, he was probably thinking, well, this is a lot of drama. Would she just leave me? I don't know. Like, you could tell that he was really confused. He was really confused over the whole thing. He's just over this and over her because of the reaction. It scares him. Like I said, she comes back. She's like, I'm sorry I overreacted, and just is acting like nothing happened. But for him, it has to be exhausting. I mean, so then he's talking to her almost like he's convincing her to stay. Like, he's begging her to stay. Not like it's the other way around. Like, she's the bachelorette and he's begging for a rose. Like, it was almost like he was begging her to stay. You don't got to beg anybody to stay. I mean, no. And Joey says he's conflicted because there's so many women here that are here and they're confident in their connection. So this shenanigan with Maria has really confused him. And because of that, there's no group rose handed out because he just needs more time to think about this. So Kelsey A's one-on-one. This was the perfect date that he needed after that night. They walked around town. They did a polar bear plunge, and she was all up for it. She was like, I would love to do it. They did it. He had some trouble breathing in the water, and he was kind of freaking out a little bit. And she really got him through it. I'm going to tell you, my favorite couple for the longest time was him and Daisy, but him and Kelsey A, I have to say, they might very well just be my favorite couple. At dinner, she talked about her relationship with her dad and how he kept going. Like, her mom had passed away from cancer and the love of his life had just died, but he has to stay strong and raise 5 kids. That takes a lot. That takes a lot of strength. I mean, that's a great man right there. And they both say, listen, I only want to be engaged and married once. That's it. I don't want it to be more than once. Joey says that they connect on a deeper level, and he gives her the rose. And I thought that was so sweet. I really, I think they are my favorite couple out of everybody. Okay, cocktail party. Jesse comes in. Everybody's like, I need this cocktail party to cement things and to let him know that how I feel. Jesse comes in. That is never a good thing. If Jesse comes in for the cocktail party, that means what? There's not going to be a cocktail party. And of course, there is no cocktail party. So there's no cocktail party. Maria is like, oh great, I needed that time. You probably did. You needed that time once again to apologize for your little shenanigans and then show that she is there for him, that the connection is strong. She won't run away from him. And she will reciprocate. So rose ceremony starts and he pulls Rachel aside. He pulls Maria aside. And Rachel is kind of like, well, wait a minute. Why does she get to talk to him? What the F? Which I agree. Listen, if you're going to pull one person aside, why not just have a cocktail party? Talk to everybody and give everybody a chance. So he pulls Rachel aside and he says, he pulls Maria aside and he says, listen, I felt like it was maybe wrong not to talk to you before the ceremony. He doesn't, he says, I don't want to beg you to stay. She says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I did that. And he's like, I don't want you to apologize. I want to make sure that you are really in this for the long haul. She's like, I am. And I'm here for you. And what I'm feeling is real and I'm falling for you. So he is still, after that, he's still like, I'm confused. So going into the rose ceremony, who does he pick? Okay. The first person I thought he was going to pick, I thought that he was going to pick Rachel. He did. He picked Rachel. And then the second rose and the last rose. So we have Maria, we have Kelsey T, we have Jen. I did not think Kelsey T was going to get picked. I thought it was going to be between Jen and Maria. And he picks Maria. Oh, listen. Based on the shenanigans from this past week, I did not want that to happen. I was not happy with that at all. Do I think he's going to pick her in the end? No, I don't think he's going to pick her. I think he's going to pick Kelsey. That's who I think. And with that being said, I think Maria will be the Bachelorette. There are a lot of people who are in Bachelor Nation who are fans, who watch, who go on Twitter. And I've seen a lot of people saying that they would love for her to be Bachelorette. I could see that happening. So the ones that are out are Kelsey T, and Jen. Neither one of them gave big, crazy, I don't want to say crazy, but big reactions of crying. So, I mean, they took it pretty well. So going into hometowns, we have Daisy, we have Kelsey A, Maria, and Rachel. So, and it doesn't, for some reason, it does not look like it goes well for Rachel, because in the previews of next week, she's crying. I mean, it doesn't look like happy cries, it looks like not so happy cries. So, so that is this week's episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it. And as always, if nobody told you yet today, it's after 8 o'clock. They should have, but if nobody did, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, positivity, and understanding out there. Please take care of one another. And also, please, number one, what is it? Be aware of your surroundings. And number two, stay safe. And I love you guys. And I will see you, maybe not tomorrow, but I will definitely see you on Thursday for a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap and rant on the first episode of the reunion for the season. So I will see you guys, like I said, probably not tomorrow, definitely on Thursday. So I'll see you guys. Bye, guys.